Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the update for yesterday, which was Thursday, July the 9th of 2026. And I started bright and early again. It was an accounting office shift, but this was an unusual accounting office shift for a couple of different reasons. So, I mentioned yesterday that I don't normally do accounting on Thursdays, but again, our lead accountant is taking a extended weekend this weekend, so there I am. But in addition, yesterday and today, I had a couple of buddy shifts where I'm essentially the backup, more or less. There's no like an official ranking or hierarchy or anything like that. That's not how it works. But I basically tend to be the person that gets those shifts second most often. And so it was just the two of us that were trained initially in the first wave, and then the couple of backups are then getting trained through me now. Is essentially one last week and one this week. And that's kind of what's been going on here. So, again, I was working with this awesome gal named Michelle. She's kind of a reoccurring character on this program, as our jobs are indeed very closely connected. And so I had the honor of, again, working with her through her second day going through, or being introduced to this new system that I talked about for, well, when I had my turn, 2 or 3 weeks ago, that I was going on about for several days. So she had her kind of second buddy shift, and again, those shifts were with me. And of course, there's a bit of, well, to put it in like a substitute teaching verbiage, is almost like being a teacher when there's a student teacher or a trainee in the room, where essentially they're doing most of the work and you're just kind of watching. And that's basically what most of my day today was. And, and I think I mentioned this yesterday, but she's going to do just fine. And the colleague I had trained the other week is going to do just fine. So, with that, was able to kind of declare victory over my little project that I was tasked with like the 3 weeks or so ago, or the month or so ago, of seeing to it that our other backups were able to go through this training process and get on board with this. And, I think we've gotten there. And probably the toughest part of this, because of the way that our jobs work, and the way our schedules rotate, a lot of times things can be like these situations, like when I talk about that I always mention after I have a payroll office day, which is, I do this like a dozen times a year, and so I always have to pull the book out. Well, for this new system, what I've been doing for the last, again, like 3 weeks since I went through the training, is essentially writing that book. Because every location is different, and a couple of standardized note sheets that were made or written 2,000 miles from here, not really going to work. So my magnum opus here of this all these notes and everything, looks like have paid off. I'll take the W on that, at least for now. And of course, then going to try to commit to keeping this fairly up to date in case somebody else new comes online or goes through the training for this. But things like that are very much when time allows, and all it takes is some checker to call out, and during the time that I'd be writing notes like this, then I get a knock on my door from the supervisor. Yeah, if you're done with that, could you actually come out here and help out because somebody didn't show up? All right. So anyway, so all these things that I've set up in the last like couple of weeks, and I've been talking about writing these notes and this and that and the other. I'm going to try to maintain those, but again, who knows if I'm going to get that chance? And that's kind of how this business goes. So with that, that's been a fun experience, and yeah, it feels pretty good. Now, my next shift is going to be on the 10th, and it's going to be accounting office, but it's just going to be me basically back to doing where I'm actually doing the work myself. So, darn, right? But anyhow, so that's kind of that. And the training people on the accounting system arc is kind of wrapping up here. Until, of course, then somebody new gets brought on board. Which, who knows? Hopefully that happens fairly soon, because the more backs we have, probably the better. Alright, so, let's see. Went to the gym, of course, after work, and went to the tanning place. Can still see a little bit of redness there, even though this is like the day after. So, probably went maybe a minute too long on this one, who knows? But anyway. Yeah, so that was a good thing. And then, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I can see why there's probably a little bit of facial redness. Because then, right after that, I took 2 loads of stuff, minivan loads of stuff, down to this new storage locker that I've acquired, where I'm now starting to take down a whole bunch of things. If I remember to edit in a picture here, you can take a look at these stacks of boxes that I have here, and those are all well, they're books that basically I have for if I ever go full-time teacher and I end up in essentially any elementary grade level. There are books in that stack that at least I would have a modicum of a classroom library that I could throw in there, just, to have books in case the kids are, well, I don't have a book to read. And well, I don't have anything, so I have to read on the computer. No, you don't. If I ever decided to be like that, I decided years ago that I was going to have a classroom library, and yeah, so kind of purchased that. Who knows if I'm ever going to use all that? I don't know how long I'm actually going to keep that, because I'm kind of liking what I'm doing right now. But there it is. Also loaded in there a couple more pieces of furniture, or basically the little fun little beachy themed wickery type of furniture that I had in one of my rooms. Basically the one where everything in there is getting replaced. That's in there as well now. Yeah, so that's kind of that. And like I said, did two loads of stuff over to there. Still a ways to go, but making progress. And if you saw my update yesterday, I was talking a bit about essentially almost falling down a rabbit hole of basically writing stupid and not even anything bad, like, racy this or naughty that. No, just basically playing around with stupid ChatGPT and wasting a whole... It's not stupid, it's actually a lot of fun. But like writing these fantasy stories with it and just sinking a lot of time. Anyway, I just deleted that app off my phone, and who knows? Did get a lot of stuff done today. Again, I did all that unloading, but is that because of disabling the app or because I was just behind and was going to focus today anyway? Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, that's how that went. Anyway, hey, thanks for joining me today, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Ciao for now.